G'day guys, welcome to the channel. This one I'm jumping straight in. I'm not mucking around with this one. It has been requested from more than half a dozen people. They would like me to do a few layouts that are simpler, easy layouts. They don't want lots of different techniques. They want to see me do basic. That's what I'm doing for the next couple of videos, right? I'm keeping things simple, and that is as per requested. So if there's something you would like to see me do, please by all means jump in the description below. Let me know. Now these papers are from Scrapbook Fantasies, as is this design board that I've just put over the top of my paper. Now this design board is specific to Scrapbook Fantasies. It's $49.95 if you'd like to get one. They gifted this one to me and I love it. Absolutely love it. So what it allows you to do, for me, it serves a couple of purposes, right? So I can actually place my main page, my background underneath it, and then I can work on my foreground, look at placement, cut some extra bits and pieces out, move things around a little bit, and I don't have to worry about adhesive or anything like that because it's on top. Then what I can do is just simply lift up that Perspex, that design board. I can move that design board to the side. My layout is still perfectly done on top of it, right? Then I can work on my background, and then I can work on just simply transferring, because I know it's all going to fit. I can transfer it straight to it. The other thing I can do is if I want to work on layout, but I know that I'm going to be in and out. I might be taking Ange to work, picking the kids up from school, taking gender gymnastics, cooking dinner, doing homework, all those sort of things that we all have to do as mums. So sometimes I have to come in, do a little bit, go back, come back, do a little bit. I am liking being able to put the design board on top of my work, so it doesn't matter if the kids come in to get highlighters or whatever, they're not going to move my stuff around because it's weighted down by the design board, and it's exactly where I left it, so I can come back in, lift up the design board and go again. Now I think that is fantastic, especially I know there's a lot of people out there that maybe only get an hour a day, you know, to just come in and they want to just sit down and get something done. And if you can lock it down where it is, but you haven't actually glued anything yet, because you might change your mind. We all do that. We start a layout today and then we come back to it tomorrow and go, what was I thinking? That looks stupid. Move that over there. You know, and that's something that I like to do. Now this piece of paper I've got in my hand was, I think Jen must have been playing with it the day before when we were scrapping together, but it was in my my scraps bin, and it had some paint or some gesso, or I don't even know what was on it. It may have been a bit of texture paste or something, I don't know. But I just put a little bit of ink on top of it, and then I pulled out this KAISERCRAFT stamp, and this stamp is actually called Leather, and it leaves a really cool pattern. And I was using scorched timber, and I did pull out some black soot Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just stamping it down on top of a little bit of ink that I put on the background just to grunge it up. This is going to go behind my photos, so I am using it as a matting layer. But what I wanted to show you on this bit, even though it's a quick, simple layout, this is something quick and simple everyone can do, but it adds a point of difference to your layout. So you're creating your own paper matting. It's just a scrap piece. It's not anything special. And here's another piece that I had gutted from another page, and just to create that double matted layer. And I find I use my long bladed scissors to do this, and it gives me a nice straight cut. So if you're having trouble with cutting nice straight edges on your photos, long bladed scissors, it doesn't have to be the Tim Holtz scissors. It could be any kind of really sharp long bladed scissors. and you will get a nice straight cut every time. It's fantastic. And even if you don't, just distress the edges ever so slightly and you don't notice the slightly wonky edge, you know. So give it a crack. I mean, I did distress this one anyway because that's the look I'm going for on this layout. A kind of vintage look, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not going ridiculous, but I've pulled out my clear, what's it called? It's texture paste. It's clear. It's Ranger's texture paste in the transparent matte. So it doesn't dry glossy, it dries matte. And what I wanted to do is enhance the existing texture that's on this background paper. These papers are all from Scrapbook Fantasies. It's their newest collection. It's their Nautical collection, Nautical Dreams collection. So what I wanted to do was enhance and raise up some of that texture without foam tape and all that sort of stuff. And that's a really easy way of doing it. Now I've sat it off to the edge just to dry. Now I'm using my distressed watercolor pencils to add color to this particular page. This one I believe is Ground Espresso. No, it's not Ground Espresso. Is it Scorched Timber? Maybe it's I think it's Scorched Timber actually. I am loving that color. I am loving it, loving it, loving it. And I'm just coloring them up. Now, what I'm actually doing is I actually want to, this is aged mahogany that I'm putting on the top of my letters. Don't stress about getting it exactly in the letters. I'm just adding a tiny bit of water to the end of the pencil. And because these pencils, I've had people ask me why would I spend the money on distressed watercolor pencils? Okay, couple of reasons. They're pure pigment. There's no wood taking up your money. You're literally getting a stick of pigment. It is so, so good. You can dilute it right back. You can use it really straight. You can use it as a pencil. You can use it as a paint. You can use it to tint texture paste. You can use it to use the shavings and rub it on your page to create different looks. There is so many things you can do with them. Yes, you can do that with other watercolor pencils as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be the distress ones. Why did I buy the distress ones? I have others. I've got Faber-Castell ones. I've got ones from Aldi. They all work, not a problem. The reason I got the distress ones is because I have got distress ink, distress oxide sprays, and distress oxide inks. So I wanted to kind of be able to extend on that palette because it gives you a different look. Depending which medium you use, maybe the same color, but it'll give you a different look. So, and I can add distressed watercolor pencils to a texture paste without diluting that texture paste. Like if you use a spray or an oxide, you know, maybe a re-inker, you're adding liquid to that. Whereas you're not adding a liquid if you use the distressed watercolor pencils. So you keep that nice thick dense texture, which is, I love that. Now, what am I doing now? I'm just adding the letters all together, creating my title. So I'm basically transferring exactly what is on my design board. I'm transferring it over to the background and gluing it down and getting everything down and locked in. I did end up just touching very, very roughly and briefly my ink dauber. I just touched the edge of that texture paste that I put down just so you can see it just a little bit more, just to grunge it a little bit more. Now, the photos that I'm actually scrapping, one is my husband, obviously years ago when he was playing football, and then one of Angela playing AFL as well. So they're both, you know, like father, like daughter. They're both playing AFL, which is pretty cool. So this is, again, the watercolor pencil. I thought the border didn't, it felt a little bit pick and stick for me. And I know I'm trying to do quick, simple layouts, but I needed to tie the border in a little bit more. It felt a little bit odd. Now, the reason I used those wooden pieces on there, this is a Nautical Dreams collection, okay? So it's very nautical, but where Angela plays and the fields that she played on, they had these copper logs and some of them had ropes around them. So it was absolutely perfect to use those wooden posts and the wooden fence looking pieces on this layout. Totally worked. So I absolutely love how this turns out. I just go around, add some shadowing, etc. And I love how it looks. Let me know what you think. I'm going to do my shameless plug. Don't forget, Facebook group, Instagram, down below. Leave me a comment, leave me a like. Let me know if you're happy with the shorter, quicker layouts like this. I don't think I could do them all the time, but I'm happy to do some every so often and chuck it into the mix. So thank you so much. I'll have linked down below where this collection is from, so you can jump on over and have a look and see if you'd like to get some yourself. That's from Scrapbook Fantasies up in Gladstone. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Chat to you soon. Bye for now.